Imagine being trapped in the wilderness, surrounded by shadows, and then you hear it, a sound that will haunt you forever. This is not a movie. This is real life. Hey there, horror enthusiasts. Get ready to be spooked as we delve into 7 bone-chilling animal horror stories that actually happened. Brace yourself for some terrifying tales that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Today, we're diving into the dark and eerie world of real-life animal encounters that will make your skin crawl. From deadly snakes to monstrous sharks, these stories will send shivers down your spine. Let's jump right in. Our first story takes us deep into the heart of the Australian outback, a place known for its extreme conditions and dangerous wildlife. It was here that a lone traveler, let's call him Jack, found himself in a life-or-death struggle. Jack was an experienced adventurer, but nothing could have prepared him for the horror that awaited him on this trip. As Jack set up camp for the night, he felt something slither past his feet. He froze, his heart pounding. Looking down, he saw it, a massive inland taipan, the world's most venomous snake. The snake reared its head, ready to strike. Jack knew one bite could kill him in under an hour. He slowly reached for a stick, trying to fend off the snake without making sudden movements. But the snake was faster. It lunged, sinking its fangs into his boot. Panic set in as Jack realized he had to act quickly. He managed to kill the snake, but the venom was already coursing through his veins. Alone and miles from help, Jack used his satellite phone to call for emergency assistance. The wait felt like an eternity, every minute bringing him closer to death. Thankfully, a rescue team arrived just in time, airlifting him to a hospital where he received life-saving antivenom. Jack survived, but the encounter left him with a newfound respect for the deadly creatures of the outback. It's a tale of sheer terror that will haunt your dreams. Next up, we venture into the dense forests of North America, where a group of hikers experienced a night of pure terror. Sarah, Mike, and Tom were seasoned hikers, but even they were unprepared for the chilling ordeal they would face. As the sun set, they set up camp and settled in for the night. The forest was eerily quiet, save for the occasional rustle of leaves. Then, in the distance, they heard it, the haunting howls of wolves. At first, they thought it was thrilling to hear wolves in their natural habitat, but as the howls grew closer, excitement turned to dread. They could hear the wolves circling their camp, their eyes glowing in the dark. Sarah whispered that they should stay inside their tent and make no noise. The night seemed endless, each sound amplifying their fear. Suddenly, one of the wolves lunged at the tent, its sharp claws tearing through the fabric. Mike grabbed a flashlight and shone it into the wolf's eyes, causing it to retreat momentarily. They knew they had to make a run for it. Grabbing their gear, they sprinted through the forest, the wolves in hot pursuit. Branches scratched their faces, and they stumbled over roots, but adrenaline kept them moving. Just when they thought they couldn't go on, they saw the lights of a ranger station. They burst through the door, breathless and terrified. The rangers scared off the wolves and provided the hikers with food and shelter. It was a harrowing experience that none of them would ever forget. It's a night of pure terror that will make you think twice about venturing into the wilderness. Moving on, we explore the eerie account of a swarm of killer bees attacking a small town. It was a sunny afternoon in the quiet town of Millfield when the nightmare began. Children were playing in the park, and families were enjoying a leisurely day. Suddenly, a dark cloud appeared on the horizon. It wasn't a storm. It was a swarm of Africanized killer bees, known for their aggressive behavior. The bees descended upon the town with a ferocity that sent everyone into a panic. The buzzing grew louder and louder, drowning out screams and cries for help. People ran in all directions, trying to escape the stings of these relentless insects. Mrs. Thompson, the local baker, was stung multiple times as she tried to shield her young daughter. Emergency services were quickly overwhelmed as they tried to manage the chaos. Cars swerved off the road, and several people sought refuge inside buildings, sealing windows and doors in a desperate attempt to keep the bees out. The local hospital was flooded with victims suffering from multiple stings, and doctors worked tirelessly to treat allergic reactions and prevent fatalities. The swarm lasted for what felt like an eternity before dispersing as suddenly as it had arrived. The aftermath was devastating, with many hospitalized and a few tragic fatalities. The town of Millfield would never be the same. It's a story that will make your skin crawl, reminding us of the small yet deadly creatures that can wreak havoc on our lives. In our next story, we uncover the spine-chilling experience of a diver coming face to face with a monstrous great white shark in the deep ocean. Jake was an experienced diver, exploring a popular diving spot off the coast of South Africa. The water was crystal clear, and the marine life was vibrant and abundant. As he descended deeper, he felt a sudden change in the water's pressure. Turning around, he saw it, a massive great white shark, easily over 20 feet long. The shark circled him slowly, its black eyes fixed on him. Jake's heart raced as he tried to remember his training. Stay calm, don't make sudden movements. But it's hard to stay calm when you're staring into the jaws of death. The shark made a pass, brushing against his flipper, sending a jolt of fear through him. He knew one wrong move could provoke an attack. Jake decided to slowly ascend, keeping his eyes on the shark. But the predator wasn't done. It followed him, coming closer with each pass. Just as he thought it was over, the shark lunged, its massive mouth open wide. Jake managed to fend it off with his spear gun, but the force knocked the gun out of his hands. With his heart pounding and oxygen running low, Jake made a desperate dash for the surface. He could see the boat above, and with one final burst of energy, he reached it. The crew pulled him aboard, and he collapsed, shaking with adrenaline and relief. It was a close encounter of the deadliest kind, a spine-chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the waves. Now, let's recount the horrifying incident of a family trapped in their home by a rabid fox. It was a quiet evening in the Smith household. The family was gathered in the living room, watching TV, when they heard a strange noise outside. Mr. Smith went to investigate and was shocked to see a fox foaming at the mouth, scratching at their door. The animal's eyes were wild, and its movements erratic, a clear sign of rabies. He quickly locked the door, but the fox was relentless, trying to break in. The family called animal control, but they were told it would take time for help to arrive. Meanwhile, the fox managed to find an open window in the basement and forced its way inside. The family retreated to an upstairs bedroom, barricading themselves in as the fox roamed the house, its growls echoing through the halls. The tension was unbearable as they listened to the fox scratching at the door. Mr. Smith armed himself with a baseball bat, ready to protect his family. Hours passed, and the fox showed no signs of leaving. When animal control finally arrived, they carefully sedated the fox and removed it from the home. The family emerged from their room, shaken but safe. It was a nightmarish ordeal that left them deeply scarred. The relentless aggression of the fox and the family's struggle to survive will leave you breathless. It's a chilling reminder of nature's unpredictability. Delving deeper, we uncover the bone-chilling story of a deadly crocodile lurking in the waters of a popular tourist spot. The serene beauty of Lake Victoria in Africa attracts thousands of visitors every year. But beneath its calm surface, a deadly predator was waiting. Tourists were enjoying a sunny day, swimming and boating, unaware of the danger lurking below. Sarah and her friends were out on a boat when they decided to take a swim. As they splashed around, the water suddenly grew still. Sarah felt something brush against her leg and dismissed it as seaweed. But then, the water erupted as a massive crocodile lunged at her friend, dragging him underwater. Panic ensued as everyone scrambled to get back to the boat. The crocodile's powerful jaws clamped down on its prey, and the water turned red with blood. The tourists could only watch in horror, helpless to intervene. Authorities were alerted, and a search and rescue operation was launched. They managed to recover the body, but the crocodile was never found. The incident sent shockwaves through the tourist community, and the lake was temporarily closed. The primal fear of being hunted by this ancient predator is enough to make anyone's blood run cold. It's a tale of survival against all odds, a stark reminder that danger can strike when you least expect it. Lastly, we narrate the hair-raising encounter of a lone camper being hunted by a stealthy mountain lion in the wilderness. Mark loved the solitude of camping alone in the mountains. The serenity and peace were unparalleled. But one night, his peaceful retreat turned into a nightmare. As he sat by the campfire, he heard a rustling in the bushes. Mark dismissed it as a small animal, but the sounds grew closer and more deliberate. He shone his flashlight towards the noise and caught a glimpse of glowing eyes staring back at him. A mountain lion was stalking him, its eyes fixed on him with predatory intent. Mark knew running would trigger the lion's chase instinct, so he slowly backed towards his tent, keeping the light trained on the animal. The lion followed, its movements silent and calculated. Mark grabbed a large stick and made loud noises, trying to scare it off, but the lion was undeterred. It circled the campsite, looking for an opportunity to strike. The tension was unbearable, and Mark's mind raced with thoughts of what to do. He finally decided to climb a nearby tree, hoping to get out of the lion's reach. As he climbed, the lion lunged, narrowly missing his leg. Mark spent the night in the tree, clinging to the branches, his heart pounding with fear. When morning came, the lion was gone. Exhausted and shaken, Mark packed up and left, vowing never to camp alone again. The silent stalking and predatory instincts of the mountain lion evoke primal fear in the camper. It's a heart-pounding story of survival in the untamed wild. In conclusion, these 7 terrifying animal horror stories serve as a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the natural world. From snakes and sharks to wolves and crocodiles, nature's wrath knows no bounds. Stay safe out there, folks, and never underestimate the power of the animal kingdom. If these stories sent chills down your spine, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. And for more spine-tingling content, be sure to check out our other videos. Until next time, stay safe and beware of the creatures that roam in the shadows. Thanks for watching.